Hi guys, my name is Medintseva and you are on my crochet channel. And we continue to crochet this beautiful, wonderful horse. This is the third part. You will find links to the previous parts in the description under the video. There I will also leave links to my Etsy store and Instagram, where you can purchase patterns in PDF format if you need it. I wish you a wonderful creative mood. Let's continue crocheting. Like and comment. I'm always very pleased to receive feedback from you. The filler has been added to this part of the toy. This is how the back of the horse looks now. Let's continue crocheting. The next row is the 49th row. At the beginning of the 49th row, we make 7 single crochets. 1 single crochet is made and we put a marker to mark the beginning of the row. Let's continue. This is the second single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we take the leg. With the leg we need to make 10 single crochets. It doesn't matter how you take the leg. You can take the leg any way you like. Insert the hook from the inside. We will attach only part of the leg. Not all at once, but only part. Therefore, we insert the hook from the inside into the leg. Now insert the hook into the next stitch in the body. Don't skip the stitches. And make a single crochet. In total we need to make 10 single crochets with the leg. Again, insert the hook from the inside into the second stitch in the leg and into the next one in the body. Make the second single crochet together with the leg. Continue. In the same way, crochet the third single crochet. This is the fourth single crochet. The fifth single crochet. The sixth single crochet. The seventh single crochet. The eighth single crochet. The ninth single crochet. And the last 10th single crochet together with the leg. I'll pull out the thread and show you what I got. This is how the leg should be attached. Only along this part of the leg we attached it to the body. Only this part of the leg. This is how it looks from the front. This is the top view. Most of the leg is still uncrocheted. This is how the horse will lie. This is how beautiful it is. This is how it will be. It's done, let's continue. Now along the back we need to repeat the combination 8 times, 2 single crochets and 1 increase. I return the hook to its place and continue. We insert the hook into the next stitch in the body. Find the correct stitch that has not yet been crocheted. Here is the right stitch. Make the first single crochet, the second single crochet, and in the next stitch we make 1 increase. This is the first time. Again we make 2 single crochets and make 1 increase in the next stitch. This is the second time. We continue further. 1 single crochet, the second single crochet, and make 1 increase. This is the third time. Again we make 2 single crochets and 1 increase. This is the 4th time. Again we make 2 single crochets and 1 increase. This is the 5th time. 2 single crochets and 1 increase. This is the 6th time. 2 single crochets and 1 increase. This is the 7th time. Two single crochets and 1 increase. This is the 8th time. Done. That's how we made increases in this part. Now we make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. There should be 10 stitches left until the end of the row. Here I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 single crochets need to be done with the leg. We take our last leg. We take the leg in this way. But we will only attach it through this part. We insert the hook from the inside into the leg, now into the body, and make the first single crochet. We insert the hook into the next stitch in the leg, now into the body. This is the second single crochet. With this leg we repeat the same thing that we did with the previous leg. We make 10 single crochets. This is already the 4th single crochet. I don't understand where to insert the hook, into which stitch. You need to be careful not to make a mistake. 5. We don't skip the stitches so that everything works out in the end. This is the 6th single crochet. 7, 8, 9, and the last 10th single crochet with the leg. I will show you the result, how we attached the second 2 legs. This is how it looks from below. We attached the front legs. This is the side view. This is the top view, beauty. This is the view from the head. There are uncrocheted parts left in the leg. This is the kind of beauty you should get. Let's continue further. We have just made the 49th row. I will not number the next rows, since this will be an incomplete row. We will crochet the chest a little along this part, so that later we can smoothly move on to crocheting the head. Therefore, now we will do the chest as an additional part. I am showing it on the finished horse. We will now crochet this part, but we will not take this part into account in our rows. Now we will not do the 50th row. We will simply make the horse's chest. Now we need to make 4 decreases in a row. I'm removing the marker for now. Here on this part we need to make 4 decreases in a row. This is me making the first decrease. The first decrease is done and we put a marker. We continue further. This is the second decrease. the third decrease, and the fourth decrease. To make the fourth decrease, we insert the hook into the stitch in the body and into the next stitch in the leg. The threads should be pulled tight so that there are no holes. Done. Now we need to make 7 single crochets. 1, 2. Now we move along the arm. Now we are crocheting along this part of the leg. 7 single crochets. This is the third single crochet. 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see what part of the arm we have reached. We can say the middle. Here we have made 7 single crochets. Now we make 1 chain stitch and turn the crochet in. Now we will move in the opposite direction. In the opposite direction we make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we make 3 decreases. Here I advise making decreases when we insert the hook completely into one stitch, grab the thread, insert the hook completely into the second stitch, pull out the working thread, and crochet 3 loops on the hook at a time. This is the first decrease. We make the second decrease in the same way. And the last, third decrease. I draw your attention to the fact that here we inserted the hook into the loop in the body and we need to grab the next stitch in the arm. You can see. And we make a decrease. That is, here we don't move along the body, but crochet from leg to leg. The third decrease is done. Now we make 7 single crochets. 1. I hope I explained it clearly that here we finished on the arm, so that it was symmetrical. This is the second single crochet, and again we crochet along the arm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also reached the arm. You can see that on both sides we finished somewhere in the middle of the arm. Again we make a chain stitch and turn. By the way, we don't need a marker here, it can be removed. In the opposite direction we need to make 1 more row. Well, not a row, but simply crochet this part, that is the chest. See how beautiful it turns out. This is how it looks. Now we need to make 3 decreases at once. Here, too, we insert the hook completely into one stitch, pull out the working thread, go into the second stitch, pull out the thread, crochet 3 loops at once. This is the first decrease. We made the second decrease in the same way. And we make the third decrease in the same way. Here we have made 3 decreases on the arm. Now we need to insert the hook into 4 stitches. Now I will show you how. And crochet as in one. In general, look, I will show you. We insert the hook into one stitch, pull out the working thread. Into the next one, into the second stitch, we insert the hook and pull out the working thread. Into the third stitch, we insert the hook and pull out the working thread. And into the fourth stitch, we insert the hook and pull out the working thread. That is, we took all the stitches that are located along the chest. We now have 5 loops on the hook. We crochet these loops with the hook at one time. That is, we grab the working thread and pull it through all these loops. This is how it should be done. Here, along this arm, we need to make 3 decreases. Everything should be symmetrical. That is, we insert the hook into one stitch, into the second stitch, and make the first decrease. Into the next 2 stitches, this is the second decrease, and we insert the hook into these 2 stitches and make the third decrease. Now I will pull the thread out a little, remove the hook and show you what we should get. And here is what we got. From the head it looks like this. Next, we'll continue crocheting the horse's head. I'll show you everything. It will be clear and understandable. This is the state we are at now. Now we cut the thread. We didn't make any additional stitches here. Pull out the thread. We insert this thread into the needle and now we need to sew a little. If we take our 2 legs like this, here you can see the protrusions. We need to attach these 2 parts to each other in exactly this way. Now I'll better set up the camera and show you. Insert the thread into the needle with the blunt end. We got a V-shaped cutout between the legs. This is what it looks like. We need to attach these 2 separate parts to each other. And we simply sew these 2 parts together. Our thread is on one side at the edge, so on the other side we also insert the needle into the outer stitch. We tighten the thread and the 2 parts are pulled towards each other. Here we inserted and pulled out the thread. And here. In this way we sew the 2 parts together. That is, we sew this part between the horse's legs. We sew it here, everything is simple. Everything is easy and simple, and in the end we get beauty. Look at this miracle. By the way, if you have holes left when you connected the legs, suddenly you did not tighten the threads well. If something went wrong, then with the help of this thread you can now correct it. If you crochet tightly and strictly follow the pattern, then there should be no holes. We continue to beautifully sew these 2 parts here. Incredible beauty. When the 2 parts are sewn, we pull the thread to the inside and tie a knot. To prevent the threads from stretching out and going anywhere, just tie a knot. And we leave this thread inside. And now we will continue to crochet the horse's head. We are making a lion horse. We will move along this part. I show you with the crochet hook. This is how we will move in a circle and crochet the head. From the bottom, the horse's body should look like this. Now the front legs are pointing to the sides and then they will be pointing forward. When the head appears, everything will fall into place. But now it looks like this. Next we will crochet the horse's head. We will move along this part which is on the outside. What is left inside we will not touch. This part of the horse's body is left inside, we will not touch it. Now we need to attach the thread to crochet the head. I will show you where to attach the head. Here is our leg. Here in the corner, in this place we attach the thread. That is, we attach the thread at the junction of the leg and chest. We insert the hook into the desired stitch, grab a new working thread and pull it through the loop. In general, we need to make 6 single crochets along the chest. But we don't have clear stitches here. Here we sewed and crocheted both decreases and increases, so now we need to make these 6 stitches. You can immediately estimate where these 6 single crochets will be made. This is one stitch, the second stitch, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should be 6 stitches crocheted along the chest. We looked approximately and begin to crochet. The first single crochet is done. By the way, this non-working end of the thread can be tied into a knot with the other end of the thread that remains after sewing. Now I will tie these threads into a knot and continue. The knot is tied, the threads are well pulled and can be left inside. Mark our first single crochet with a marker. This will be the beginning of the row. In the next stitch, we make the second single crochet. We look for the next stitch where we can make the third single crochet, the fourth single crochet. That is, along the chest we need to make these 6 single crochets. In this stitch we make the 5th single crochet and the 6th single crochet. I show you, we have reached the next leg. So, 6 single crochets along the chest are done. Now we need to make 3 decreases along the leg. Look at these 6 stitches right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should clearly see these 6 stitches along the leg. We will make 3 decreases. An important point, so that we don't have holes here, because if we go into this stitch, you see, we will have a hole here. So that these holes are not in the corners, we will do the same thing that we did when we connected the back legs. We make a kind of additional stitch so that there is no hole. Now we need to make a decrease here. So that there is no hole, we don't go straight into the next stitch, but first go into the corner, insert the hook exactly into the corner and pull out the working thread. Now there are 2 loops on the hook, and now we insert the hook into the next 2 stitches already in the leg. Insert the hook completely into the stitches, grab the working thread, and also insert the hook into the next stitch and pull out the thread. Now we crochet these 4 loops on the hook at one time. In this way we made the first decrease on the leg and we will not have a hole. Next we make the second decrease on the leg. We also completely insert the hook into the stitch, pull out the thread, completely go into the next stitch, pull out the thread and make the second decrease. We crochet the third decrease in the same way. Three decreases on the leg are done. Now we need to make 3 decreases on the back. You can see that the next stitch on the back is also far away. To avoid a hole here, we repeat the same thing. First, we insert the hook into the corner, pull out the working thread, and now we make a decrease in the usual way. Go into the first stitch, pull out the thread, go into the second stitch, pull out the thread and crochet 4 loops on the hook at one time. This is the first decrease we made along the back. There are 2 more decreases left to make. Here we crochet the decrease in the usual way. Insert the hook into the next stitch, pull out the working thread and make the second decrease. And crochet the third decrease in the same way. Here in this row we made 6 single crochets along the chest, 3 decreases along the leg and 3 decreases along the back. Now we need to make 23 single crochets to the other leg. And there we will do it symmetrically, 3 decreases along the back and 3 decreases along the leg. Now we simply make 23 single crochets along the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on, a total of 23 single crochets. And the 23rd single crochet. Done. Now we make 3 decreases along the back. Again, as on the other side, we insert the hook completely into one stitch, pull the thread out, go into the next stitch, pull the working thread out, and make the first decrease. Now we are making the second decrease. And remember that we make the third decrease here in the corner in a certain way. We insert the hook into one stitch and into the second stitch. And we also grab one more stitch in the leg, in the corner, so that we don't have a hole. In the third decrease we have 4 loops on the hook. Crochet them with the hook at one time. We did this again so that there was no hole in the corner. Here, until the end of the row, there are 6 stitches left along the leg. We will also make decreases. But here, too, we will make the third decrease in a certain way, so that there is no hole. We do it this way so that there is no hole. We make 3 decreases along the leg. We insert the hook completely into the first stitch, pull out the working thread, completely go into the second stitch, pull out the thread, and crochet the first decrease. Then we crochet the second decrease in the same way. There are 2 stitches left until the end of the row. Everything is done correctly. So that there is no hole here, we also insert the hook into the corner, grab the thread, pull it out, and crochet 4 loops on the hook at one time. This is the beauty we got. Everything turned out clearly. By the way, we have made the 50th row. That is, from this row we continue our numbering, and this was the 50th row. I want to please you that all the difficult things are behind us. You are great. From now on, we will crochet as usual, easily and simply, without any hassles and difficulties. I hope that in the part that has already been done, I managed to explain everything clearly and intelligibly. This is how we will continue to crochet in a circle. Now our horse looks like this. I'm showing it from all sides. This is how our toy will be crocheted further. In the 51st row, we make 7 single crochets at the beginning of the row. Insert the hook into the next stitch and crochet the first single crochet. Put a marker and mark the beginning of the row. Continue further. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we need to make 3 decreases. Here you can make decreases as you like, either completely insert the hook into the stitches or only through front loop. Here I will insert the hook only through front loop. The stitches are clearly visible, we will not get lost. We make 3 decreases in a row. 2, 3. Now we make 22 single crochets along the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. And the last 22nd single crochet. Done. Now we need to make 3 decreases to the end of the row. Let's check. There should be 6 stitches left to the end of the row. If you have exactly the same, then you are doing everything correctly. We make 3 decreases in a row. This is the first decrease, the second decrease, and the third decrease. The 51st row is done. Now I will show you what we got. Look how beautiful it turned out. When you add the filler well in the legs too, so that it's tight. The next row is the 52nd row. In the 52nd row, we make 4 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this to the end of the row. Repeat the combination 7 times. At the end of the row there will be 42 single crochets. That is, we crochet the entire row as a combination, 4 single crochets and 1 increase. Now we start crocheting the head. We make this expansion at the bottom of the head. The 52nd row is done. We start raising the head. This is how our horse looks now. This is how it looks from the bottom. The chest is located here, and we raise the head up. In the 53rd row, we make 5 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. Repeat the combination 7 times. At the end of the row there will be 49 single crochets. At this stage, you can add stuffing. We add it to the legs and to the body to form the desired shapes of the toy. The 53rd row is done. This is how the crocheting looks now. I have not added stuffing yet, so the edges are still so wrinkled. In the 54th row, we make 6 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. Repeat the combination 7 times. At the end of the row there will be 56 single crochets. This row is done. You can see how our toy looks now. In the 55th row, we make 8 increases at the beginning of the row. Please note that the increases will be in the front part, that is, where the chest is. We make 8 increases in a row along the chest. We don't skip stitches, and everything will definitely work out. The first increase, the second increase, the third increase, the fourth increase, the fifth increase, the sixth increase, the seventh increase, and the last 8th increase. 8 increases are done. You can see where these increases are made, along the chest, between the front legs. We make 48 single crochets to the end of the row. This row is done. In the 56th row, we make 7 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this twice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and make 1 increase. This is the first time. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and make 1 increase. This is the second time. You can see that again along this bottom part we made a combination twice, 7 single crochets and 1 increase. And now we make 47 single crochets and 1 increase in the last stitch of the row. After this, the row is finished. Thus, at the end of the row we will have 67 single crochets. And the next row we crochet without changes. In the 57th row we make 67 single crochets. We finish this row and crochet the 57th row ourselves. These rows are done. This is the beauty that emerges. At this stage, we finish this part of the masterclass. Continuation in the next part.